just share the screen. Yeah.
Hariom Dipti ji.
Hariom ji, welcome. I'll start the class. Om Sadashiva-Samarambham Shankaracharya-Madhyamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So yeah. Should we start from 17th for chanting? So someone wants to chant after me or on your own? Someone wants to do it on your own?
May I try, please?
Yeah, please. On your own, will you be able to do? Try.
Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrat Paripalam Madhvadanam Jnanavahina Sarvamatena Muktim na bhajati Janmashatena.
Second line. Vrata paripalana. You missed the na.
Vrat Paripalana Madhvadanam.
Mathava, not mathva.
Oh, third is okay. Sorry. Vrat Paripalana Madhvadanam.
Yeah. And third line. Jnana vihina sarvamatena.
Jnanavihina Sarvamatena.
Muktim मुक्तिं न भजति जन्मशतेन.
मुक्ति न मुक्ति न भजति जन्मशतेन
Do the whole verse.
कुरुते गंगा सागर गमनम व्रत परिपालन मध्वा दानम
No.
क्या
No.
विहीनः
Wait.
तर
You have made the same mistake again. Vrata paripalana mathavadanam.
व्रत परिपालन मध्वा दानम
Yeah. Continue.
गंगा सागर गमनम व्रत परिपालन मध्वा दानम ज्ञान विहीनः सर्वमतेन मुक्ति न भजति जन्म शतेन
Yeah. Next verse.
सुरमंदिर तरु मूल निवासः शय्या भूतल मजिनं वासः सर्व परिग्रह भोग त्यागः कस्य सुखं न करोति विरागः
V is not long. Viragaha. Kas.
सुखं न करोति विरागः.
Right. Ragaha. Good. Yes. So, yeah.
19th one also, Deepti ji?
No, someone else can try. Two verses. So, someone else wants to try?
May I try, Deepti ji?
हाँ जी.
यो करतो वा भो करतो वा संगरतो वा संगविहीनः यस्य भ्रमणि रमते चित्तं नन्दति नन्दति नन्दत्येव.
Third line again.
यस्य ब्रह्मणि रमते चित्तं.
Right. A little emphasis on the ha. Brahmani.
यस्य ब्रह्मणि रमते चित्तं.
Yes, that's right. Next verse.
भगवद्गीता किञ्चित् दीता गंगा जललव कणिका पीता सकृदपि येन मुरारि समर्चा क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा.
Bhagavad-gītā किञ्चिदधीता.
Bhagavad-gītā किञ्चिदधीता.
The last time your the was half, so this time was correct. Kinchidadhita.
किञ्चिदधीता.
Ganga jalalava pita.
गंगा जललव कणिका पीता.
Sakrdapi yena murari samarja.
सकृदपि येन मुरारि समर्चा.
P is short. So, Sakrdapi yena murari samarja.
सकृदपि येन मुरारि समर्चा.
Sakrdapi yena murari samarja.
सकृदपि. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Sakrdapi yena murari samarja.
सकृदपि येन मुरारि समर्चा.
Very good. Once again.
सकृदपि येन मुरारि समर्चा.
Sakrdapi yena murari samarja. Just listen. Sakrdapi yena murari samarja. Sakrdapi yena murari samarja.
सकृदपि येन
Very
मुरारिसमर्चा
good. Next line.
क्रियते तस्य मेन न चर्चा
क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा
क्रियते
क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा
क्रियते ये तस्य यमेन न चर्चा
Right. Listen again. क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा
क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा
Together, whole verse.
भगवद्गीता किञ्चित् धीता गङ्गा जललवकणिका पीता सकृदपियेन मुरारिसमर्च क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा
Very good. Good. 21 and 22. 21, you can follow after me. Okay, I'll chant then. Nobody wants to chant.
I can Diptiji.
Okay. Since Maithliji knows it, we'll let Hannah Maithliji, you know it already. So when there's nobody, we'll ask you to do it. So let Sonal practice. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam.
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं
पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम्
पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम्
इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे
इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे
कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे
कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे
You can do this all yourself.
पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे
Very good. Next verse. रथ्याचरपट विरचित कंथः
रथ्याचरपट विरचित कंठः
पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंथः
पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंथः
योगी योग नियोजित चित्तो
योगी योग नियोजित चित्तो
रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
रथ्याचरपट विरचित कंथः पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंथः
रथ्याचरपट विरचित कंठः पुण्या पुण्य विवर्जित पंथः
योगी योग नियोजित चित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
योगी योग नियोजित चित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव
मत्तवदेव not
मत्तवदेव
देव मिथ्याचरपटविरचितकन्थः पुण्या पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव.
रथ्याचरपटविरचितकण्ठः पुण्या पुण्यविवर्जितपन्थः योगी योगनियोजितचित्तो रमते बालोन्मत्तव देव.
Good, very good. Thank you. Yes, everyone, thank you. Keep at it. So we are now have to see 21st verse. 20th verse said, even with little spiritual practices, very little in one's life, if one does, even then, the verse literally says, at the time of death, there is no fear. That's the literal meaning of the fourth line. Tasya yamena na charcha. Yamena means with yama. Yama, Yamadharmaraja. Yamadharmaraja means the lord of death, whom Nachiketas had gone and asked questions. That lord of death, Yama, who has lot of workers under him. He normally doesn't come himself. He has a lot of associates and subordinates. He sends for ordinary people like all of us. He will send some lowest first category evolution of his ministry. He will send for us, escort them to their respective karma phala. But Yama himself comes when there is um, um, a dharmic person. He himself is said to escort people, a dharmic person, which is rare. So he says, even if there is a little sadhana done, in terms of first line, Bhagavad Gita, Adhita. Adhita means pad chuka, adhyayan kar chuka. It's in the past firm sense. Adhita, padha hai. Adhyayan kiya hai. Padha is also, we may be chanting is also called padha. That's not padha. Adhyayan. Adhyayan means going on over the verses till the meaning has come close to understanding and is getting absorbed in one's way of thinking. It's beginning to change the way I think. My original pattern of thinking is now slowly overcoming a change by the study of the Gita, the understanding that I am forming now, the new data that my intellect gets exposed to, the new information that is becoming available to me. Because of that information, knowledge, in the form of knowledge, my buddhi gets awakened, developed is the right word. Buddhi gets developed, and the layers of agyan, the layers of avidya, the layers of darkness diminish. They start shedding away. That's the praman of right knowledge. What is called right knowledge? How does one discern what is a right knowledge and what is not a right knowledge? A right knowledge always brings certain level of ठहराव, a steadiness, a shanti within oneself. Even if I don't understand everything, I still will be a little more peaceful when the knowledge is right. But when the knowledge is not right, for me, when I'm taking to a knowledge or a body of knowledge, understanding, and that is not a right knowledge, it's not a right interpretation, or it is not a right system of knowledge, It will create disturbance, mental disturbance, naturally. The beliefs that we hold, what is the test of those beliefs? If that belief is bringing us shanti, is uniting us with the world and people and animals and all forms of life, is bringing us harmony from within towards them. You have a little extra sensitivity developed to other life forms. You are able to accommodate different perceptions and ideas also. Then you know your knowledge is your belief, your knowledge, your understanding, even if it is not completely established, even then it must be on the right path. Because the opposite side, Lakshana, is it makes you more and more violent, it makes you more and more crude, it makes you very disturbed, it creates hatred, it creates negativity. Your whole mental makeup is filled with dvesh and rag. Right knowledge prevents the development of ragadvesh beyond a certain point. It cannot control it, but under the right understanding. Here we are talking of Shastra Vidya. Whichever is right Vidya, characteristic of any Vidya and Vidya. Vidya means that by knowing which, Vid is the root. Vid means to know. Vidya means by knowing which, the darkness within me diminishes. It's just like dawn. At the time of dawn, what happens? Just a few minutes before, it'll be dark. But the minute first rays of sun come out, you're not even seeing the sun, but the horizon is just about beginning to illumine, and the birds start to chirp almost instantly, as if it's their alarm clock, as if sun rays knocked the birds and said, Utho. It almost becomes like simultaneous. It's amazing. Now, that is the state of mind within oneself when knowledge dawns upon one. Even a little right knowledge, kinchit adhita. Having done Shravanam, Adhita means Shravanam is not adequate for normal average Adhikaratva. We need a little more reflection. We need a little more self study. We need a little more self pursuit of that knowledge. Uttam Adhikari, yes, Shravanam is adequate. It dispels the last layers of darkness by merely listening to the right knowledge. But to an average one of us, it has to be little more than just Shravanam, which means I need to reflect, I need to repeat, I need to mull over, I need to do uha poha, I need to see how I am seeing different and the knowledge is saying something different. It is when my views are different and the knowledge, what it tells me stands different, is where the distinction between me and the knowledge remains, which can only be then covered by mananam. If I see knowledge as paroksh, as far off, then Shravanam can continue. It will definitely strengthen my understanding, but the distance will be reduced now only through mananam. Adhita means my pursuit of it till I am able to own up the knowledge as my understanding. Yeah, when we were taught, we were said one of the biggest things is if the knowledge has become yours, you should be able to independently say that knowledge and not go on saying, my teacher said so, my guru said so. Because it is almost like saying, if because Guruji said so, therefore I say it. No. If this is your knowledge, of course, if you've learned it from a guru, but unless and until the knowledge is yours, and you can claim it that I have understood this knowledge as my Guruji taught me, till then, it is not Adhita. Adhita means I can say this is my knowledge enough for me to give it over to someone else, hand it over to someone else. Gita, Adhita. This is with reference to Gita, and Gita is the entire concise way of living. Knowledge which is telling us how to live to be able to go higher in our own pursuit, to be able to attain moksha. How to live a life in a way that we get moksha adhikaratva. So the first line is jnanam, pursuit of knowledge. Jnana yoga, if you want to call it. Ganga jallava kanika pita. Even a little drop. Kanabhar. What a beautiful verse. Even this much, if I have done Achamaniyam, once in my entire life, one Achamaniyam of Ganga, have done that. Now, this is showing that little, once your understanding has become your own, your emotion will connect with that understanding. They are not two distinct things. That is another test of a right knowledge. If I understood something right, correctly, my emotion will flow towards it. If I understand all this is Ishwar, my emotion will flow in the direction of appreciating this is Ishwara Srishti. It is like saying, what is a praman that your parents are your parents? How do you know that your parents are your parents? That you were not fooled by your parents, they had adopted you, but despite it, Hanji?
birth certificate.
Okay, birth certificate. That is a real lowkick one. Good one. Okay. All right. Birth certificate. I'll have to modify my example. I didn't think of that. Birth certificate. How do you know that your parents are your parents? Someone told you.
Trust and believe them.
Exactly. Someone told you. Whether it's a birth certificate you have to believe, or you have to believe someone else telling you they are your parents. There is no way of you knowing they are your parents, especially when you're a child. It is entirely based on someone's reiteration. The early years of your life, they said mama, 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 papa, papa, papa. So automatically the conclusion is my mama, my papa. Now, once this knowledge is firm, they are my parents. Is it an intellectual knowledge? Can you separate the emotion out of this knowledge? Can you remove the bhav, the devotion, or the respect for your parents once you know that they are your parents? Whereas there is no praman you have till you grow up and you start seeing lakshanas exactly like your parents you are behaving. Till then you realize, oh, I am a copycat. Nothing less than that. Just another recycled copycat version. But copycat nahi, copy, photocopied version. Photocopied. Photocopied version. I'm a photocopied version. But as a kid, in the same way, Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Adhita. If there has been enough understanding of what this knowledge is talking about, and that Ganga Jalla Kanika Pita is telling us how even that little knowledge will bring up that devotion in you. It'll bring up the bhav in you. That devotion that arises automatically as a result of your understanding. It is not out of a result of everyday prayer and ritual. You go on doing everyday prayer and ritual, janma janmantar, then you may develop a little bhav. They say, supposing, they say means, this is just said, I have no praman who says, they say is a generalized term. They say that janma janmantar, if you just light a lamp every day in front of your idol, after many janmas also, there will be some bhav, some connection you will form with that. Even psychologically, they say if someone's been held a victim, has been held hostage, after a few weeks, Even that hostage starts to hos- even the one who has been held hostage starts to develop a benefit of doubt to the one who has held them hostage. That's the nature of the mind. Familiar when it becomes, there is a flow. That Ganga Jallava Kanika Pita means that knowledge has become mine. So if one lamp is lit for a long time without anything else, very mechanically, even that will bring some devotion in you. But if you do it with understanding, intellect is faster. That's what I meant to say when I say some say. Intellect is the fastest equipment. It runs the quickest to the paroksha vishay. Mind is slower. Senses are almost dragging. They cannot reach the paroksha vishay. They only remain in the realms of the sensory objects. Mind goes into the realms of the unknown, sure enough, but it is very, very slow. But intellect goes, actually, mind doesn't go into the realms of the unknown. Mind goes into the realms of the known only, but it goes slowly, slowly, even though we think it's like a monkey and moves, compared to the intellect, which can go to the realms of the unknown. That intellect, when it is educated, when knowledge is given to that intellect of the truth, of what is the base of this creation, of what is the base of your own nature, of what is the root cause of your, next verse is going to say punarapi jananam punarapi manaram, and what is the sthan of place of Ishvara in this whole scheme of experience that you have as a human being. That brings up this Ganga Jalla Kanika Pita. Devotion comes up. And when devotion comes up and buddhi has clarity and knowledge and devotion is there, can your action not flow in the same direction? It is like saying, I know they are my parents, I respect my parents. Will you not automatically want to do something for them? Sakrutapi yena murari samarcha. Out of that bhav, a little murari is, sorry, I do a little. Of course, I'm forgetting the name. Um, no, not. Of course, Murari here is Krishna. You take it as Parabrahma. Doesn't matter, but it has some connotation with death also. He's killed the Asura, and so he gets the name Murari. But there's some connection. That is why Yamena word also comes. I am just thinking like that. I've not read, but it's Sakradapi Yena Murari Sammarcha. So even a little, you will have archana. You will do worship of it. Even a little. Done. That little action that flows because of the clarity of the intellect and the devotion, your action flows towards it. Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. Then there is no dialogue, there is no discussion with Yama, there's no fighting with Yama, etc. Means there is an easy acceptance, and even Yama, if he comes with a lot of fear in him. In fact, it said, if you are a Vishnu Bhakta, he says even Yama takes permission from you before he takes you. Lay down, because he fears if you're a Vishnu Bhakta, Vishnu will whack him, that he's taking his bhakta away, that kind of a thing. So, in other words, the change from birth to death is not a fearful process. It's a very natural thing, because you know that you have done what ought to be done, and Ishvara can only give you what you have earned and deserved by His Anugraha. His Anugraha is following it. Done that, now he talks about the next verse, which is Punarapi Jananam. Why I keep forgetting to share this. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Again and again. Born. Again and again. Dying. Punaha api. Jananam. Born again and again. Punaha api maranam. Dying again and again. Again to be born. Punaha api janani jathare shayanam. Lying again in mother's womb. Showing the repetitive nature of this cycle. Iha samsare bahudustare. This samsara, bahudustara, is very difficult to cross. Dustare, par karna, terna, duhu. It's difficult to tide over this samsara. What is the samsara here? What is mentioned as samsara here?
Cycle of birth and death.
Yes, cycle of birth and death is difficult to cross. Means this cycle of birth and death is formed. We are a part of this cycle. What perpetuates it is karma, actions done. Actions done through what? Identifying with our organs of action. Why do we identify with the organs of action? Because we identify with the body as I am this body. Deho ham, मैं शरीर हूँ. Because I believe I am this form, this body, I do identify with my capacity to act, capacity to walk, capacity to talk, capacity to progenate, capacity to evacuate, capacity to see, hear, and I claim them all to be my capacity. मैं करती हूँ, मैं जाती हूँ, मैं खाती हूँ, मैं सुनती हूँ, मैं देखती हूँ, मैं सोती हूँ, मैं जागी हूँ, मैं करूँगी, मैं जाऊँगी, मैं गई थी, मैं खा लिया, मैं खाऊंगी. All of it is what? The entire day. It's a fantastic exercise. If one day one of us decides to, if we had a more interactive, enthusiastic, interactive, that kind of a thing, we would have had a wonderful full day workshop where we would have said, one person will keep monam. Only one person has to keep monam the whole day, and everybody else has to talk normal. There'll be no exercise, no nothing. Do whatever you want to, but that one person chosen cannot talk that day. If you have heard these verses, or you have that kinchit Bhagavad Gita adhita, if you have done all that I said just now, it will flash back to you, because you can't talk, and you will realize everybody is talking just the same. मैं गई, मैं खाई, मैं पई, मैं सोई, मैं ये, मैं वो, मैं. It's endless. And everybody believes कि मैंने, I am a world of my own. I am such a unique specimen कि जो मैंने किया, that मैं is a world in my own perception which is complete for me. I am the world for my own perception. I believe what I do and what I see and what I eat as full in itself. complete. That may has been done so strongly that identification is with the body comes from there, because of which we generate our actions, comes from there. Why are we generating actions all the time? Why are we in these if I don't think like that, how will I talk like that? मैंने खाया, मैंने पिया, मैंने सोया, मैंने किया, ये सब अगर हम मानते नहीं तो हम कहेंगे क्यों? If I don't believe that I do all these things, why will I say all these things? Our speech tells us what I think. What we talk tells us what are the thoughts in me. Our conversations reveal my thoughts. Those thoughts that I hold are knowledge about my own conclusions. Where have they come from? From that background where I feel I am deficient, I am not full, I have fear, I have insecurities, I want more happiness, all those things. Shastra says, for all of us, we think that I want something more is how back we can go into who we are. I want more happiness, I want more comfort, and that I want more is for everyone. Correct. Yes, Murari is that. That is for everyone. What is for everyone?
We do the same activities thinking that this is only peculiar to us. कि मैं ही कर रही हूँ, मैं ही सब कर रही हूँ.
Right. No.
But without
What is the same and what I just that was correct, just said was that we want more happiness is the same for everyone. आनंद हम सबको चाहिए. And it's the same for everyone. And that belief in each one of us is equally as strong as if I have less happiness, I need more happiness. That want of more happiness, we go only that much back. We can't trace the seed beyond that. We don't know where is this desire coming from that I want more and more and more. Am I not happy enough today? Do I not have enough today? Am I an expression of exuberance of joy unbroken? It never diminishes. Am I today an expression of living undiminished? When we say undiminished means completely, ceaselessly, always, irrespective of the condition, external, irrespective of what is happening, I can be joy. I'm not asking for anything else. I'm not asking for a change in anything. That we don't know. How did we keep asking? How do we become someone who keeps asking? When we have everything, also, there is another thought that comes, if only, and a change starts. Change, a desire for a change starts. Where is it coming from? Shastra says, now this is where the study, adhyanam, starts. Up to this point, we can figure out, see, I need this, I want this, so it keeps me in the cycle. I chased something, I got it often, kept me happy for some time, then I got acclimatized, उसके बाद उसी चीज सब मुझे आनंद नहीं आता, now I need something else to give me happiness. We can trace this. But where did this desire to want more and more come from? Has Bhagwan planted it? Will God plant it in nature? That may you all be punished by the very idea that you should keep having more and more ka thought, so that you are never happy, you are never settled, so that you're always feeling restless inside, so that you're always chasing something or the other in the world. May you all beings be like that when you take a human birth. Is that what Ishvara would have wanted? What sort of a Bhagwan is he then? Why do I worship him? He is only going to keep me in that chase. This is where the Adhyanam starts, as I just said, where Shastra traces it back for me and says, this whole pravritti in which we are always engaged in, this comes from Atma Avidya. Atma Avidya means not knowing your fullness. You're not appreciating your fullness. You're not recognizing your fullness. Purnam. Purnam Madah Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamudachyate. This is Purnam, comes from Purnam. All this is complete. There is only completeness. Your nature is fullness. But why am I not in appreciation of this fullness? Because my attention is with my body. I'm not discerning. I am keeping myself in the chase. And that out of avidya, whatever I'm doing because of that restlessness, those karmas are perpetuating my cycle. कर्म से कर्म फल, फिर कर्म फल से फिर से एक जन्म, punarapi jananam. According to one set of prarabdha karmas, I will be born in a particular mother's womb. I take shayanam. Fascinating word. And honestly, all of us have done a lot of, not lot, okay, but as much as we can, we do. This is a very reflective verse. All these verses are reflective, they are Mohamudkara. To be able to just say, lying in your mother's womb, what does it mean? It's a matter of reflection. People don't like to think about all these things, but as I said, being a Mohamudkara, I'd rather say it than not say it. Otherwise, where is Adhyanam? Better to hear it even if it's not pleasant. नहीं तो शास्त्र विद्या कहाँ से होएगी वो? What is it that is there to think about lying in your mother's womb? Which verse can you recollect? It can be a parallel to this verse. First, think what is lying in the mother's womb.
Back to the beginning of the same cycle.
All right. The experience of lying in a mother's womb, not intellectual. That back to is your right, correct. Recollect
A time of waiting.
a time of waiting. Very good. Very good. What else? Correct. What else? If you could elaborate
With
that.
the uncertainty.
Excellent. Uncertainty. Very good,
Which would
Vani.
mean that personality.
Excellent, Vani, both of you. Nari stanabharanabhidesham drishtva maga mohavesham etana mamsavasadi vikaram. It is all a vikar of flesh and blood and fluids. Lying in a mother's womb, what are you covered by? Amniotic fluid, is that the right word? You're covered by all that and waiting, hungry, absolutely helpless. Slowly, slowly, you hear, I believe their ears are so sharp that the sound is amplified. External sound, when it reaches, when the child has formed the ears, the fetus has the ears developed, the sound is so amplified, it gets disturbed. Especially when there is loud sounds going on. Jhagda jab hota hai. That is why they used to say, when you have conceived and you're ready to give birth, be very, very careful of what you say, what you think, etc., etc., etc. Jathare shayanam. You're lying. Are you lying in Vishnu's pose? Aram se. Stretch your legs. Aram se. I'm feeling a lot of comfort here. I have nothing to do. My mother's feeding me. I can go sleep around, say, I have no care in life. I have nothing. I get my food on time. I'm sleeping. If I want, I do. There's nothing to do. I'm just waiting. Is that so? Are you stretched and feeling comfortable?
Jakad ke, you're lying jakad ke.
It's a crouched position to such an extent that even after taking birth, so many of us go into, that's why it's called a fetal position. When you feel the warmth, you need warmth, you are feeling too insecure, when you're too scared, people take that fetal position because it is there as your experience. That's the only place that is crouched within you, that you were lying in your mother's womb. Uncertainty. You do not know who your mother is and father is. Father to bilkul bhi you do not know. You have no idea who is going to be the world outside that you're going to enter. And we all think we don't know, we don't care about all this. Who knows? बच्चा थोड़ी सोचता है. हम सोचते हैं कि बच्चा नहीं सोचता है. You can't imagine the awareness a child holds. Every child holds. Unfortunately, when we keep growing older and older, and this deho hum establishes and becomes firm, we forget that state of awareness and unconditioned state of existence just when we are identifying with the body. Just when you have started to say, okay, this is going to be my body for this life. So we have a whole accumulated, as Shastra says. Some of us may know it very well by now, but in the context, I'm repeating it for reinforcement. Because of this Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, we have a whole collection of karma phal with us called Sanchita Karma. Sanchita by word means ikattha kiya hua. Accumulated, that's called Sanchita. Well accumulated, which we have already accumulated. It is there as our karma phal. Once it has come into the category of karma phal, it has to manifest. There's nothing you can do. Yes, if we have Atma Gyan, the entire Sanchit karma can be destroyed. Why? Because I am the Bhokta itself is destroyed in Atma Vidya, by Atma Vidya. What is I am the Bhokta? I need happiness, I want this. That Bhoktritvam that we have arrogated with our Kartritvam, I'm the Karta, that Bhoktritvam gets destroyed along with Kartritvam in Aham Brahmasmi Jnanam. I'm no longer the limited entity. I'm not this name and form. Atma Gyan means I am that unlimited, limitless, pure. Satchidananda Swabhava Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Anadi Ananta. I am unbound by this changing world and myself. I'm not affected because it's like a screen on whom a movie is projected. The screen is unaffected by everything that goes on in the movie. There is a fire going on, there is a war going on. And that war is going to have a lot of impact in the coming times. They're not going to be easy times. For us, this war is very real. We may be sitting on this end of the world today having a comfortable class, but in creation, everything is related to everything. There is no independent existence as such while we are independent. But a Brahmagyani is unaffected, means he's not unperturbed, but he knows that all this doesn't affect the Atma, the pure consciousness, the Chaitanyam. All this is in the realm of known, knowledge. That's not the real experience. That is a time based experience. If it has come, it will go. It is not going to be an eternal experience. But Atma is your eternal experience. Knowing that eternal experience, this coming and going experiences are seen as coming and going. You know they are not going to last forever. So every time, or rather, I'm repeating, with as long as there is Atma avidya, not knowing this swabhav of mine, I am but by default identifying with this dehoham and all those impulsive feelings that I have accumulated as a karma phal. Out of that karma phal, one part of immediate fructification, some part of my karma phal, which is maturing, that comes out as a prarabdha karma, which is forming your body. What experiences you will have is what has got determined by your birth and where you are born, etc., etc. All of that. Prarabdha karma is the nimitta for that, your prarabdha. It's a very small part of your karma phal, which knowledge cannot destroy. All of the others can destroy. But for all of us, what happens? This prarabdha phal, while we are experiencing, we are also continuing to act out of avidya with sharira dehoham and karta bhav, and we continue to accumulate agami karmas. We go on bringing more karmas into our bank, sanchita. So while a very small is getting exhausted by nature, by this birth, but in this birth, what have we done? That more and more vritti of ours has only added more and more karma into our bank. Punarapi jananam. So instead of reducing my bank balance, what did I do? In this life, I could have destroyed my entire sanchit karma through Atma Vidya. If I pursue Atma Vidya, my entire ahankar, kartritva bhav can be, it's a, excuse me, it is a lot of sadhana, jnana sadhana. And for a lot of jnana sadhana, there has to be an equal amount of antakarna shuddhi, etc. All this sequence we know now. He says, this samsara, this whole, every time I start the process of unwinding my karmas, establish myself in knowledge, I something or the other happens in the external world, I slip back into karmas. Iha samsare bahudustare. They're very difficult to cross. But is it impossible? No. What is it? Up. Kripaya. Up. Kripaya. Okay. There's two meanings to this. Bahudustare, iha samsare, apare can be taken as an adjective for samsare and bahudustare for iha samsare, boundless samsara. Grammatically, it is correct. This boundless means apar, means endless. Apar samsara, very difficult to cross. So, where is the emphasis? Emphasis on samsara being very difficult to cross. But I've not read it. I've done a lot of cross reference. I've not found anyone anywhere doing it because grammatically this is right. Apare will go with samsare, bahudustare. But giving a poetic justice, these are verses. And in verses, you can have a little margin of change. I would think that this verse would make a better sense if you put apare with kripaya. With your apar kripa. Your kripa is apar. With your apar kripa, pahi murare. Oh Murari, you are the, yes, thank you. You are the destroyer of the demons. My avidya itself is the cause of the samsara cycle, chakram, which on my own ends, my purusharth doesn't seem to be adequate enough to cross it. I'm trying. I genuinely, sincerely work to end the cycle, but it doesn't seem to be adequate. My purusharth alone doesn't seem to help me enough. I need your grace along with it. I need your kripa. Kripaya doesn't have a good translation. Kindness, compassion, theek hai. Good, nice. With your kindness. What kindness? Ishvara is kind. Our Ishvara can have a chakram also. What kindness? That is also his kripa when he runs his chakra. We need a chakra at the moment for all these adharma, the elements that have grown in the society. He needs to come and put his chakra, all this set people right, those who are doing unrighteous things in the world. That is kindness. So kindness doesn't naturally mean, these English translations have given us such false ideas of our Ishvara. Kripa can manifest even in anger, even um, Bhagwan, it will always be kripa for his devotee, for the one who worships even a little. In the previous words, thodi si archana bhi ki hui hai. He says, your apara kripa. And as I'm saying, it is not the correct grammatical meaning, but I will go by this because I'd rather have apar with Ishvara's grace than apar with samsar. Why will I have apar with samsar even if it's grammar? Hmm? Then there should be some poetic liberty we all get. So I will.
That positivity connection becomes more encouraging.
Exactly. And that is why you see why scholars would have said that this was probably written by one of his students. This is not Shankara's verse. Shankara would not have said this. This is one of his students who had said apare samsare, giving us this emphasis on samsar. No, your emphasis has to be on the kripa, because it's that kripa you're ordering Bhagwan for. Give me your kripa. Oh, pahi murare, protect me. Pa is the root, which means rakshana. Raksha karo. Through all this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, and all this bhav, every moment of my waking state, I do not know who I am. We are living in darkness, and yet we are so confident about ourselves. Hmm? This whole samsara is nothing but one end to another end, blind leading the blind. That's it. So he says, O Murare, O Murari. Ah, right. I get the word now. The other word is Janardhan. That's the word I was trying to remember. O Janardana, O Murari. Janardana means the one who's protector of people. And Murari is the one who is the destroyer of the demon. Uh, Muras is it? I can't see the whole word because of this notification over here. Mura plus Ari. Okay. So, Muras, the demon. So basically, idea is correct. Murari, protect me. You are a Janardana. You are a protector. Protect me. Without your grace, just my Purusharth will not be enough. So now you can make a connection. I'll take another 2 minutes. Now you can have the connection that why is it that when you do your karmas as yoga, you not only get the drishta phalam, you get an adrishta phalam. And what is adrishta phalam manifesting as in this context?
Qualifying you.
Okay. Exactly in this verse, what would you call it as?
Sansar to Parlam.
Okay. What is it?
Birth, this.
Kripa. Very good, Shalini. Kripa. What is that an adrishta phalam expressing as? Kripa. When you need what you need, that is adrishtam expressing, that is Ishvara's kripa. That's come to you. You know? How do you get that? You earn the kripa. How do you earn the kripa? While you do what Purusharth has to be done, you are doing it in the right spirit as a service to Ishvara, as a worship. Your karmas are as an Ishwar Arpanam. When you are doing a karma as Ishwar Arpan, that Ishwar Arpan brings in the Adrishta Phalam. So Drishta Phalam will be your samsara in this lifetime, will be whatever phal you get. But Adrisht is earning the kripa, that what is called as anugraha, that what is called as grace, you earn that. Oh, Pahi Murare, Pahi Murare, Pahi Murare. It's a beautiful word. Pahi Murare. Save me, protect me, Rakshana, guard me. I like that translation. Guard me. वो कहते हैं ना, at this point when you say you are serving Ishvara, then Ishvara is sitting in the palace and you are outside guarding. But if you are actually worshipping Ishvara with the right spirit, you are his bhakta, then you are asking him to guard you. Protect me. How will he protect you? He has to oversee you, overlook you. Therefore, this Punarapi Jananam Punarapi Maranam is endless cycle out of my own karmas, sanchita karmas. These karmas are born from avidya. Avidya, kama, karma is the cycle. To break this, I need to pursue jnanam, atma jnanam. But to pursue atma jnanam, I need adhikaratvam. I need to diminish my ragadvesh. I should put my purusharth, doing karmas in the right spirit. Gradually, I earn, I mature my thinking, develop vairagyam, viveka, shamadamadi shatakam. And in that process, this verse says, may I earn your kripa also, O Murari. Okay. So with this verse we'll do next time. We'll conclude the class. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma kaschit dukha bhag bhave. Om asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti.
Maybe in the last verse, I mean, though moksha is not mentioned, but do you think that moksha one can get if one person see? So you said यम से चर्चा नहीं हुई, so maybe चर्चा होए और बंदा ये बोले कि give me more life so that I can go towards moksha. Yeah,
Okay.
I guess probably ऐसे हो सकती है क्या?
In fact, that is yeah. For the sake of the higher, yes, that's what the spirit of the verse is. Na charcha. Normally, this verse is like the next verse. Also, we said its spirit normally for people would be more in the sense of holding what they have, acquisition, attachment, continuing life to enjoy more, like yayati, etc. But definitely, Yama, if you're a bhakta, if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you want more life for it, you don't have to do charcha also. Just tell Yama, sorry, I'm not coming with you. I need more time for my adhyana, papasana, no appointment. I'm not giving anything just now. Come back again another time. I have Vishnu's permission, or I have Shiva's permission, or I have Ganesha's permission, or I have Ishwara's permission, or I have Bhagwan's permission. You go do charcha with him. Don't come here. You take permission from him. Are you supposed to take me just now or not? You go to him first. I am only following him. He tells me you exit, I exit. He tells me, no, your knowledge is not firm, but I need life to form you. Upanishad says that. It was the first time when I heard it because honestly, as a person, before knowledge came, I was a believer of a very short life. Shankara inspired me. So he did all his work in 32, 33 years. So I said, I have to live a short life. So let me live a full life before I reach 40s also. Let me just finish all what has to be done. So I was in a hurry a little bit. Doesn't work. Ishwara says, तुम्हारी मर्जी नहीं मेरी चलेगी. So it didn't work. But that's what it is. If you are ready to just follow the higher, you can very much. If your knowledge had got completed, I'm sure it's possible.
And Deepti ji, when you say that थोड़ा भी, तो मतलब यही है कि अगर आपको ज्ञान मिला, आपने थोड़ा भी फॉलो किया, राइट? उसको अपनी जिंदगी में, जैसे अगर आपने कर्म योग थोड़ा भी इम्प्लीमेंट किया अपनी लाइफ में, so then you, whenever you go to whatever your higher gati, maybe not moksha, but go to a higher gati, so you pursue your next stage, right?
Yes. Absolutely. And what is that? Even thoda bhi from the Bhagavad Gita. Anybody remembers the verse? Homework for you. Go back and look into it. We've done that verse. Even if thoda sa bhi kiya hua hai, to bhi is sanctioned. And also later on in the Gita also Krishna is going to tell Arjun. Arjun has this doubt. You are asking me to work like Karam Yoga and do all this, but what if I die in between? Anybody dies before gaining moksha. तो हम तो ना इधर के रहे ना उधर के रहे. Where will we go? Because we've left the world. Now we are not following the path of the world and we have not got established in yoga. So what will happen when a jiva dies? Krishna says, I promise you, you'll be born in the company of yogis. You'll be born in the company which will enhance the gati at which you are ending now in this life. You will only go forward in that. There is no coming back.
Which you can see now also. He's given you a conducive environment to pursue. So you can have Shraddha in that.
Exactly. Correct. Right? Okay. Any other question? Okay then. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Deepti ji.
She's already given us the answer, but all of you can do it yourself. The answer's there. Hari Om. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Deepti ji. Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Record.
Hari Om, everyone. Sorry.